Good to be back again. We thank God for another yet opportunity to be alive. God has been faithful, He has been gracious, and He has been merciful towards us. We don't deserve it, but every other time He favors us. Thank you, God. We are forever grateful. I still want to talk to you today about how to redeem yourself when you've been cursed, how you'll be able to take your life back, and now you'll be able to have a fulfilled life. Okay, but before I go on, my name is Naya, and I present to you Ashilo with Naya. I want to talk to you about how do you redeem yourself from curses. Supposing you were not a born again Christian and then you said words which are working now, or you were a Christian, you didn't know what you said one way or the other were curses and now they are manifesting, or you feel like they will manifest in future. How do you go about it and stop it? I want to deal with that. How do you go about it and stop it? We know that God says God is the way, the truth, and the light. So whatever has gone to the dark, God can bring it back again. So it's always like reassuring yourself back and holding God by the same words. And when it's a counter, if they say you won't prosper, you say I'll prosper. But when you say I'll prosper and your faith is not on it will not work. And the evidence of faith is working with the word. So I will prosper. What are you doing to prosper? It's not just saying I'll prosper. He says that we say I should say I am. That we should say I am strong. You are weak, all right, but you are professing you are strong. What are you doing to show you are strong? If you are still in the bed and you are still saying I am strong, then you are still weak. So the faith evidence is in the doing of the word. Okay, so if you have said words as a Christian and you didn't know, and now those words are playing up in your face, if you are not born again and you have said those words and now you've got to know God and it's playing up in your face, what would you do? What would you do? You have to go back to God and readdress the situations. You have to go back to God and let God fix it for you. Because 2 Corinthians 10 verse 3 and 4 says that we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. We do not. We wrestle against strongholds of higher places. So it is only God that can fix it for you. So go back to God in prayers. Go back to God in fasting. Go back to God with seed. Go back to God. If you have to meet another man of God to deal with you to break those things, go back to God. Go to the root cause of it. Sometimes some of you have to go back to the people you wrong personally and say sorry to them, so that those words will be lifted off your life and generations. So do it the right way, but always know that God is the one that can fix you back, because He's the way, the truth, and the life. He's the way. God is just the way and the light. So darkness is cursed. When darkness meets light, light will overshadow darkness. But you going to seek for those things must first admit them. You just have to first find out, admit the situation. Because if you don't admit it, there will be no healing. Every time you want to be diagnosed, admit you have the situation. So when you admit that, okay, this is it, I've studied my pattern, I've studied this way, and I realized that ABC is not going my way. What did I do to merit ABCD? Check it. Then if the people are alive, please go back and say sorry to them. Sometimes allow God to mold you and change you. Having a tough heart does not help in situations like this, but rather go back to the people and say sorry and let them free you. As they free you, you free yourself. You'll be able to restart your life all over. Go back to God and wrestle out with God and break those foundations so that those roots do not stand. Because the Bible said that curse that has no form will not stand. But you have done something that has merited it one way or the other. So the root, Genesis root cause is there. It is there. So you have to go back to God. Allow God to break it down for you. Allow yourself to be broken. Allow yourself to fix the situation. If you have to take you a year to fix the situation, it's better to fix it and get it right and restart all over again, than rather admitting that, oh, I can't be bothered, I am okay, I am this. You may not be bothered now, like I always say, you may not be bothered now, but you see, it's about generations. Curses are about generations. So if you have the privilege to be alive now, that you can fight it, to have a blessing, why don't you swap it? Swap the curse for a blessing. Swap the curse now for a blessing. It may not delay your future. It may just be a stagnant time, but swap it now for the blessing. When you know that, yeah, this is what is coming. Swap the destiny of future that has gone stale for a new destiny. Swap it with God, swap it with prayers, swap it with fasting, swap it with seed sowing, swap it with tithe, swap it. Just go back to God and allow God to fix it for you. He's the only person that can fix it. And sometimes go back to the people and say sorry, because sorry saying helps a lot. I beg you, let's be good towards ourselves. Let's be so good towards ourselves. Let's be able to forgive ourselves, because we are not perfect, but let's be able to do it right. If you wrong people, admit admit it and say sorry. Let us heal ourselves and heal other people. Let's heal ourselves and heal other people. And let us allow God to guide us one day at a time. We will get there. It's just one day at a time. We will surely get there at the top. We would all get there based on who you are, and let your faith be at play in others. And as I tell you all the time, it's a new week, and as you are going about your activities, remember to be cheerful towards somebody else. Smile to somebody, laugh with somebody, say sorry to somebody, say I love you to somebody, say to somebody that I want to be there for you. Be a Barnabas for somebody, so that somebody can be a Barnabas for you. But above everything, I tell you all the time, remember to say to yourself that you are a doer, you are a lover, and above all, you are an achiever with God at the center of your life. It has still been me, Nanaya, and I presented to you as Shiloh with Naya. I will still come your way next week. Trust me, I'll come next week and I'll be there. And I hope you'll be here too. Thank you, and have a beautiful and sailing week. Bye.